Junior. Jake Conway, a junior. Aaron Boynton, the senior, number 22. Chris Mayhew, the other senior at the point guard position. And also Aaron Bailey, number 24, another senior. So that's the starting lineup for Dave Kinsman's Rutland High Red Raiders. And now we'll get the Evan Dale, number 21 for the Brattleboro Colonels. Number 22, senior John Noble. Lance Alexshevitz, number 23, senior at guard. Scott Skinniers, 34. Kyle Sparks, number 41, the other junior at the forward position. So there's the lineup for Bob Bashford's Brattleboro Colonels here tonight. And we're going to have our national anthem.
We'll take a break.
Okay.
We're back.
All right, nice rendition of the national anthem here at Brattleboro Union High School. We're ready for some basketball action tonight. The Colonels, not quite sure. I believe they had a game against Windsor earlier in the week, and I believe their record, we've got it from a good source, is 6-4 at this point. The Raiders, of course, 4-4, coming off the loss against the Seahorses up there in Burlington. Played a good ball game against Burlington, and now they start their southern swing, with the exception of a game with Whitehall. This is pretty much going to be a southern schedule now. They're starting their actual league games in the Marble Valley League in their class tonight, Brian.
Yep.
So we got Aaron Boynton jumping center for the Rutland High Red Raiders, going up against Kyle Sparks for the Colonels. And Mr. De Palma throws it up, and we've got action here. That's Dale now. Goes over to Skirnias, and Sparks picks it up. Sparks over to Noble now. Noble back to Skirny as they go in the middle there. It's knocked away. Duval comes down with the ball for the Raiders. Gets it ahead to Mayhew. Mayhew, Duval, Boynton, Conway, and Bailey in for the Raiders. Jake Conway over to Joe Duval. Into the lane, knocked away, picked up by Boynton. And across to Bailey with the shot. Off the front of the rim. The rebound, Conway. And Bailey runs it down for the Raiders. Back to Mayhew now out the top of the key. Chris Mayhew looking inside. Inside now, works it back. Goes to Conway to Duval. And Joe has it knocked away, and it's picked up. Dale into the lane, and it's up and in. Evan Dale with the bucket, and the Colonels are on the board first. 2-0 here. 6:47 left in the first quarter, and we got steps called on Jake Conway. So the Colonels will bring it up now. Number 21, that's Dale for the Colonels. Get the Skirny. They want to go in the middle there. Knocked away. Sparks picks it up. Back to Dale, and he dragged the pivot foot. 2-0. Brattleboro on top. 6:31 left. First quarter action here from Brattleboro Union High School this evening. Rutland High Red Raiders and the Colonels. Got Mayhew now bringing it up. And he goes to Bailey now. Aaron Bailey works it to Duval. Duval into the lane of Boynton, and a jumper off the glass. Doesn't go. The rebound controlled by the Colonels. Alexshevitz into the lane there, and it doesn't go, but Sparks with the follow. Kyle Sparks with the bucket. 4-0. The Colonels on top. 5:59 left. First quarter action. Mayhew to Duval. Duval across to one to go to Boynton. It's knocked away by Dale. They go into the basket and up with the shot. It's good. Scott Kerniez with the bucket there, and it's 6-0 Colonels, and we got a fall out in front here. Evan Dale will pick up the personal against Chris Mayhew. First fall against the Colonels. Dale picks it up at the 5:37 mark, first quarter. 6-0. Colonels on top of the Raiders here. Mayhew working it outside, goes to Bailey now. Bailey to Conway underneath to Duval. Joe with a nice fake and knocked away. It's brought back out by Mayhew. Chris sets it up. They go to Conway in the lane. And Jake Conway on the board for the Raiders. Conway gets the basket, 6-2, 5:10 left first quarter. The Colonels on top of the Raiders. Outside, it's Noble. And they go to Dale down in the corner there. Skurnia's in the lane, and it's shot is up, no good. We got a foul though underneath. Let's see what the call is.
34, Mark.
All right, the foul is on Scott Skurnias. That's his first. So the Colonels with 2 team fouls. 4:52 left first quarter. The Raiders 2 and the Colonels 6. That comes Rutland now. They go to Conway, to Duval, down to Bailey in the corner there. He wanted to go to Mayhew underneath, and it's knocked away. It goes out of bounds. So Brattleboro will inbound it here with 4:41 left. The Colonels on top, 6-2. Colonels with 2 team fouls. The Raiders with none at this point. Sparks looking for help. He goes to Skurnias. Alex Shevitz, now back to Sparks. Back to Noble now. Alex Shevitz. Goes to Dale, to Noble in the lane, and it's good. John Noble with the bucket for the Colonels, 8-2. Brattleboro on top with 4:06 left first quarter action here. Mayhew brings it back now for the Raiders. Boynton looks, and Aaron Boynton sinks it. Boynton with the bucket, 8-4, Brattleboro on top. Colonels now working at Skurnias. Wanted to go inside, knocked away. Boynton recovers for the Raiders. Mayhew now. Up and in, and it's 8-6. Chris Mayhew, Brattleboro on top, 8-6 here, 3:30 left. Back to Sparks now for the Colonels. Rebound, Boynton underneath. Gets it to Mayhew. They go to Conway. Jake goes inside to, wanted to go to Bailey underneath. And let's see, it'll be a Colonel ball out of bounds. Coming in for the Colonels, that's number 12. Andy Moshevetis.
24 also, Mark.
24 is in there for the Colonels. That's Clovis. We'll take a shot here. Noguera.
Mike Stempek
for the
just
Raiders,
came in
yes.
for
Mike
Joe Duval.
Stempek in for Duval. So the Raiders going with Mayhew, Conway, Bailey, Boynton, and let's see, Stempek in there also. Right, here we go. They're back now. The Colonels with the ball. Goes to Sparks. Bailey's on them. Now they go back. This is Mosavetis. And we got steps called against Alex Shevitz for the Colonels. So with 2:57 left, the Brattleboro turns the ball back to the Raiders, 8-6. And in the ball game for Rutland is John Lynn, number 25. So we've got Mayhew, Lynn, Boynton, Stempek, and Conway in for Rutland. Mayhew goes to Boynton, knocked away. We got a foul underneath.
It's number 12.
And it's number 12. That's Andy Moshevetis for the Colonels. He picks up the personal. Brattleboro with 3 team fouls. The Raiders with none at this point. 8-6. Brattleboro on top with 2:47 left first quarter action here. Conway drives the baseline, and he's going to get fouled on the play here.
41.
It's going against Kyle Sparks of the Colonels. So Sparks picks up the personal. 4 team fouls against Brattleboro now. Going to the line for the Raiders, Jake Conway.
Misses the first one.
First one doesn't go for Jake. 8-6, Colonels on top here. 2:44 left, first quarter action. And Jake gets 1 of 2. So it's 8-7, Brattleboro on top of Rutland now. 2:41 left, first quarter from Brattleboro Union High School tonight. Tim Gilbert in there for the Colonels. There's Sparks from outside. Kyle Sparks with the bucket, 10-7. Raiders come back now. This is John Lynn. Lynn, and he's in trouble there. Gets it back outside to Mayhew. They go to Conway. Conway goes to Boynton, and Boynton puts it up and in. Boynton with the bucket, 10-9. Colonels on top, 2:01 left, first quarter. This is Gilbert now for the Colonels. Goes at the, now they go inside, and driving the base, the basket is good. Clovis Norgira for the Colonels. It's 12-9, Brattleboro now back to the other way. Stempeck goes it to Boynton, and they go to Conway. Jake wanted to go back to John Lynn. It's knocked away. Sparks picks it up for the Colonels. Outside, and it's good. Three-pointer by Lance Alekshevitz. So it's 15-9 now. Brattleboro on top with 1:20 left in the first quarter. Mayhew goes to Stempeck. Mike wanted to take that three. Thought about it. Goes to Mayhew, back to Stempeck. Now they go back to Mayhew to Boynton. Over to Conway now behind the three-point line. Jake dribbles through the lane. They go to Mayhew. Chris puts it up and in. Mayhew with the basket, 15-11. Brattleboro on top of the Raiders. 53 seconds left in the quarter now. Back outside, Sparks behind the three-point. Now that's inside, and it's in and out. Rebound, Stempeck. Goes to Mayhew. Mayhew drives, goes back to Boynton. Boynton to John Lynn, and I think they're going to get John for steps here. So Lynn drives the pivot foot. Duval comes in for Conway, and Bailey comes in for Boynton. So it's Stempeck, Mayhew, Duval, Conway, Lynn, and Bailey in for the Raiders. 29 seconds left first quarter, 15-11. Brattleboro on top here. They go outside to Noble, now to Moshevetis, back to Gilbert. That's Deo outside. Moshevetis now. The Colonel is holding for that last shot here in the corner. Over to Noble. John Noble with the ball now. Wants to go to, now they go outside to Gilbert, and it's up, and let's see, rebounded by the Deo, by the Colonels. Ball goes off the Raiders. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Brattleboro Colonels 15 and the Rutland High Red Raiders 11.
3, 2, 1.
All right, back at Brattleboro Union High School here. 15-11. The Colonels on top. We start the second quarter of action here. We set that Raider lineup. You got Mayhew, Bailey.
Get Eaton back in
Eaton's back in. Jake Eaton, first appearance of the ball game. Joe Duval. Now Mayhew with the ball. Goes to Bailey. And they go to Duval. Duval wanted to go into the lane there to Mayhew, and it's knocked away. So the Raiders will put it in play with 7:37 left. Second quarter action here from Brattleboro Union. 15-11.
I think the ball went down to the cafeteria.
Looks like Squirrel retrieved that one. All right, to go to Bailey behind the three-point line. Inside to Boynton, off the glass and in. Boynton with the basket for the Raiders. 15-13. 7:25 left. Second quarter now. Back come the Colonels. They go to Dale. Moshevetis to Noble to Gilbert. Back to Monash, goes into the lane there, and off the glass is Noble. John Noble with the basket for the Colonels, 17-13. Brattleboro on top. Back come the Raiders with 7 minutes left, second quarter now. Mayhew. And blocked by Noble. Back comes Dale now for the Colonels. Drives it in, lays it up and in. Evan Dale with the basket, 6:45 left, second quarter, and the Colonels up by 6 here, 19-13. Back come the Raiders now. Mayhew goes to Eaton, over to Duval. To Mayhew underneath, up and in. Chris Mayhew with the basket, 19-15. Colonels by 4 now. The Raiders going that matchup, that man-to-man there. Boynton in the lane, watching the defense underneath. They go to Dale now outside. Dale and Gilbert out there for the Colonels. Back to Dale. Olshevetis now back to Gilbert out the top, being guarded by Duval. They go to Dale. They go inside, and it's Noble from the corner there. We got a foul underneath. Chris Mayhew, and he's going to pick up the personal. So Mayhew, that's his first. That's the first foul against the Raiders in the ball game. Coming in for Jake Eaton is going to be Jake Conway. And let's see, Noble goes out, Gilbert goes out for the Colonels. So Dale puts it in play. They go to Skirniez. Alex Shevitz is back in for the Colonels. Number 24 in there. Nogia is back in there. Skirniez, and they go to Sparks. Down the corner to Dale, being guarded by Mayhew. He goes across the lane. It goes out of bounds to be a Raider ball. 19-15, Brattleboro on top with 5:25 left, second quarter here from Brattleboro Union High School. Back come the Raiders now. We got Mayhew, Bailey, Conway, Boynton, and Duval in for the Raiders. Mayhew goes to Conway. Jake runs it down into the lane to Boynton. And the jumper doesn't go for him. It's rebounded there by the Colonels. Najira brought it up. He goes to Dale outside there. The shot by Skirnias doesn't go. Rebound Aaron Bailey for the Raiders. To Mayhew to Duval. Back to Bailey. Over to Conway from three-point land. He goes cross to Duval. Joe with the jumper, and it's up. Duval with the basket, 19-17. Brattleboro on top with 4:35 left. Second quarter action. Sparks with the turnaround. Doesn't go. Gets his own rebound. And it goes the second time for him. Sparks with the basket, 21-17. Brattleboro on top. Mayhew from in the lane. It's good. Mayhew with the basket, 21-19. Brattleboro with 4:10 left. Second quarter action now. Outside to Skirnias, back to Deo. Deo in the lane, puts up the run. Let's see, Mayhew with the rebound. And they go down to Duval, just inside the three-point line, and it doesn't go for Joe, and it's rebounded by Skirnias. He brings it back for Brattleboro. Pretty play to Clovis Najira, and it's up and in. 23-19, Brattleboro on top of the Raiders. Duval behind the three-point line, goes to Bailey to Mayhew. Over to Boynton now. Boynton, Aaron at the foul line, goes inside to Conway, and we got a foul underneath. Let's see, this one may go against Kyle Spart. No, let's see. It's going to be the fifth team foul against Brattleboro. The Raiders have one.
Gave that to 24?
Yeah, they gave it to 24. That's his first. That's Clovis Nogira. Picks up the personal. At the free throw line for the Raiders will be Jake Conway, and Jake gets the first one. (23-20). Colonel's on top here with 3:28 left. Jake gets the second one. So Conway sinks them both for the Raiders. 23-21, 3:24 left. Second quarter here from Brattleboro tonight. Sparks goes to, let's see, that's Alex Shevitz out there to Sparks, and front of the rim, rebounded by John Lynn. Almost got a hand on it there, didn't go. Rebound by Boynton this time for the Raiders. So it's Mayhew, Boynton, Duval, John Lynn, and Jake Conway. John Lynn going inside, knocked away by Noble, and the ball run down by Dale for the Colonels. 2:54 left, 23-21. Colonels on top. Dale now they go inside to Noble. Noble with the shot, and it goes. John Noble with the basket, 25-21. Back come the Raiders. Mayhew over to Boynton, to Conway now. Conway goes underneath to Boynton. Good luck there by Conway. And Aaron Boynton with the basket makes it 25-23 with 2:22 left in the second quarter. Good ball game tonight. Good first half here between the Raiders and the Colonels. Sparks now goes across to Dale from outside to go inside to Noble. Puts a move on and the basket's good. Noble with the bucket, 27-23. The Raiders down by 4 here with just under 2 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Mayhew dishes it back to Boynton. Off the glass and it goes. Boynton with the basket, 27-25 now. The Colonels by 2 with 1:45 left. They go to Noble again, and it's good. John Noble, 8 points here in the second quarter for the Colonels, 29-25. With 1:30 left in the second quarter now. Mayhew brings it back up for the Raiders. Goes inside to Boynton, and it's off the glass and in. 8 points for Aaron Boynton in the second quarter for the Raiders. 1:13 left. 29-27. Brattleboro on top. Sparks now. Looked at Noble. Goes the other way to Alex Shevitz, and it's back to Sparks outside. Back to Alex Shevitz.
Looks like they're going to hold it up.
Looks like they're going to hold for that last shot, Brian, here before the half. Back to Dale. Skirniez over to Noble. Back to Dale now. And it looks like the Colonels are going to hold for that last shot. Sparks with the ball. He's going to take it, and it's no good. Almost got the rebound. Knocked it back. Boynton had it, and they're going to get...
offensive.
Yep. Well, that was a good play there defensively by the Colonels to set it up. Joe, unfortunately, didn't have any place to go. As soon as he got the ball, he turned around, and he got called for the offensive foul. Checking in for the Raiders, 24 there, Bailey. And Jake Eaton, number 21. So it's Bailey and Eaton in there for the Raiders. Conway, Mayhew, and John Lind also. Dale now for the Colonels, number 21 there. It looks like he's going to hold it here with 24 seconds left. 29-27. Brattleboro on top of the Raiders. Second quarter action. And we're down to just about 10 seconds now left in the quarter. Goes to Sparks. Sparks working against Lynn. They're going Alex Shevitz now. Gilbert's in there. He's going to take it from three-point land. Rebounded by Lynn of the Raiders as the buzzer blows here in the second quarter play. After 2 quarters of play, it's the Brattleboro Colonels 29 and the Rutland High Red Raiders 27. All right, back at Brattleboro Union High School here, getting ready for the start of the second half. 29-27, the Brattleboro Colonels on top here at this juncture of the ball game, and it's a well-played ball game in that first half. The Raiders, I think, had ended up with...
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay, we got 50-50.
I don't know. I gotta find my ticket, Mark.
All right. The Raiders back out on the floor. Brian fishing around for his 50-50 ticket here. I didn't have to buy one. I came in and I got my took
I got it.
White jacket.
Did they say 5000?
Yeah, they did.
That's me.
What? Oh man, I'll tell you. It's the second time he's won it down here.
50000? That's me.
Mr. Mayhew, he's going to have to go get it, but he's going to have to wait. We're ready for action here in the second half. Sparks with the ball for Brattleboro. And we got a fall on, what they call that on, John Noble?
I don't know. I'm looking where my money is.
Yeah.
This guy here right there, he's gone after my money.
He's a good fella, I'll tell you.
Yes. I trust him.
Yep. We've been coming down here for years, and I can't remember the fella's name, but turned into pretty good friends of ours. My wife and I, for basketball and football games the past 3 or 4 years. So he'll do right by you, Brian. I'm sure he'll bring your money back.
Do I have to give him 10%, Mark?
Well, you might. Joe Duval going to Aaron Boynton now for the Raiders, and Boynton ties up. Let's see who we got on the floor there for the Colonels. Number 24. That's Clovis. No, that's.
Here, let's get a shot of this guy. Okay.
There he is, Skirnias.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So there you go, Mr. Mayhew with the 50-50 winnings tonight. He's going to be taking us all out for supper after the ball game here. All right, Chris Mayhew goes to Aaron Bailey for the Raiders. 7:22 left, third quarter action, 29-27. The Colonels on top at this point here. Mayhew now in the lane, dishes to Boynton, nice play. Aaron Boynton with the basket, 29-29 with 7:06 left now, third quarter. Skirnias goes to Noble, to Alec Shevitz, back to Deo now. Sparks is in there also for the Colonels. Noble in the lane, had to get out of there, otherwise it'd be 3 seconds to Deo now, being guarded by Mayhew. Conway steals for the Raiders, dishes it to Duval, and they go back to Mayhew now. Chris Mayhew bringing it up for the Raiders, 29-29. Conway drives it inside, rebound by the Colonels. And they go back outside to Alex Shevitz, doesn't go, and the rebound run down by Sparks of the Colonels to Dale. 6:26 left, third quarter action. Sparks now for the Colonels. Goes to Alex Shevitz. They go outside to Skirnias now. He's going to let it go, and it's good. Skirnias with the bucket. (31-29) Colonels now. Mayhew into the lane, and it's good. Chris Mayhew now.
Rutland just can't get over that hump, Mark.
No, they can't. They ball knocked away, and it goes off Alex Shevitz's hands, so it'll be inbounded by the Raiders. 31-31 with 5:52 left in the third quarter of play. Let's see. Raiders going with Bailey, Mayhew, Duval, Boynton, and Conway. They're in there for Rutland. Mayhew now. And he goes across to Conway. Jake down the baseline, lays it up and in.
Hey, Rutland gets the first lead.
First time tonight.
Yep. 5:30 left to go in the third quarter.
Conway, yep. Jake Conway puts the Raiders up 33-31 now with 5:24 left third quarter, and Sparks lets it fly, doesn't go. Rebound Mayhew. In the lane, dishes to Conway outside. Jake's going to drive the base, back to Boynton, off the glass. Rebound. Duval underneath, doesn't go, and it's run down by Conway for the Raiders. Back to Mayhew now. 5 minutes left, third quarter action from Brattleboro Union High School. The Colonels and the Raiders, 33-31, Raiders on top. And it's run down by Sparks of Brattleboro now. He brings it up. We go to Skirnias now in the lane. And we got a foul there inside. I think Joe Duval is going to pick up the personal here.
Jake Eaton and John Lynn coming in.
Okay, Duval gets the personal. That's going to be Joe's second. Duval will leave. Bailey will leave. Jake Eaton in, and also John Lynn. For the Raiders, this is Alex Shevitz outside, being guarded by Eaton. Dishes to Sparks from outside, doesn't go. Tip. And it's controlled by Boynton of the Raiders. Ahead to Mayhew, down to Conway. Jake goes to the other Jake. Eaton across the other side of the court. Back to Mayhew now. In the lane, stops, and we got a foul before he dished it back to Jake Eaton, but Chris was fouled. Falls on 34. That's Scott Skirnias of the Colonels. Timeout, so we'll take a break here. Colonels 31, the Raiders 33. All right, back at Brattleboro here, the Raiders and the Colonels tonight. Mayhew is going to inbound, goes to Conway. 4:25 left, third quarter. The Raiders on top, 33-31. The Raiders going with Mayhew, Eaton, Conway, Lynn, and Boynton. Mayhew drives up and in. Chris Mayhew makes it 35-31, 4:06 left in the third quarter play here. This is Alex Shevitz now for the Colonels. Wanted to go to Sparks, and Sparks brings it back outside to Dale. Lets it fly. Three-pointer, it's good. Evan Dale for the Colonels. And he hits the three-pointer. 35-34. Raiders on top with 3:42 left in the third quarter of action here. Conway, and that's a three. That'll do it. Conway with the three-pointer for the Raiders, and it's 38-34 with 3:30 left. Dale goes to Skurnias. Now they go to Alex Shevitz, back to Skurnias, and looking inside. That's Sparks. Wants to go back to Dale now. Dale in the lane. Running one-hander, going away from the basket. Doesn't go. Alex Shevitz with the shot underneath. Finally put back up there by Norgira. Clovis Norgira gets the bucket for the Colonels. 38-36. Back come the Raiders. 2:58 left in the third quarter now. This is Mayhew. Goes inside to Boynton. Goes around, and it goes in. Boynton. Another basket, and it's 40-36 now. The Raiders on top. And we got
dragged his foot.
Dale called for traveling. And checking in, we got wholesale substitutions here for the Raiders and the Colonels. So we'll set it up here momentarily. Mayhew remains in there along with...
Bailey and Duval came in.
Yeah, Conway's in there. Lynn's in there. And like you mentioned, Bailey and Duval in for the Raiders. Couple of subs for the Colonels. We'll set them up here momentarily. Mayhew now with the basketball, and let's see, Chris wanting to set something up here. Spreading it a little bit. They go to Conway along the baseline. Goes back outside to Mayhew. Wanted to go inside to Lynn. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Colonel ball inbounded here with 2:18 left in the third quarter. 40-36. The Raiders on top. Colonels with 2 team fouls, the Raiders with 1 here at this point. It's been a well-played ball game, very few fouls. A total of 5 fouls in that whole first half. There's Skurnias from outside, didn't get the roll, and it's rebounded, knocked out of bounds there. The Raiders will inbound it. Coming back in for the Raiders will be Aaron Boynton, and checking out John Lynn. So it's Bailey, Mayhew, Duval, Boynton, and Conway for the Raiders.
34 is out for Brattleboro.
Okay, that's Skurnia, so he's out. We've got Gilbert back in for the Colonels. That looks like the only new player in there. Conway goes to Bailey on the base, and he dragged his pivot foot. Aaron Bailey, I'm waiting for him to take a shot. He certainly had his opportunities. All right, back come the Colonels, 40-36. The Raiders on top with 1:45 left in the third quarter here from Brattleboro Union High School. Alex Shevitz doesn't go. Rebound, Mayhew for the Raiders. And we're off to the races. Knocked away. On the other side, Alex Shevitz wanted to go to Gilbert, knocked out of bounds, and it'll be a Raider ball. Gilbert lost the handle, so it goes back to Rutland. And the Raiders will inbound it. Bailey in, Bailey into Mayhew now. 1:25 left, third quarter action. They go to Conway to Duval. Duval over to Mayhew. Mayhew goes inside to Boynton. It's knocked out of bounds by the Colonel, so it'll be a Raider ball inbound. Chris Mayhew inbounding it for the Raiders. Gets it to Duval now. Joe out to Jake Conway. Conway over to Mayhew. Spreading it out a little bit. They may hold. I don't know if they'll hold for the last shot. No, Joe's going to take it, and it's in and out. Rebound. Boynton off the glass. Doesn't go. Sparks brings it down for Brattleboro. They're going to get Jake for a reach-in foul here before he gets too far away. A little water on the floor. They might want to wipe that spot up. We got a minute left in the third quarter. It's 40-36. The Raiders up by 4. And let's see here. Dale is waiting there. Looks like Dale is going to be coming in for the Colonels.
By the time we get the towel over there, it's going to evaporate.
Yeah, really. It's just about dry.
Yeah.
It's humid inside here tonight. Of course, maybe because it's mild outside, so. A lot of rain on the trip down here.
That's Jake Conway's first.
All right, so that's Conway's first. And both teams now with 2 team fouls. 40-36, the Raiders by 4, 53 seconds left, third quarter here. Driving in to Noguera, and let's see, we got a foul underneath. I think Aaron Bailey is going to pick up the personal here. Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, Aaron Bailey picks up the personal for the Raiders.
It's on the floor. He comes out. John Lynn back in.
All right, Lynn's back in. Checking the, let's see, is that Gilbert? Gilbert! And he fell over after the shot. Rimmed around and went back out. Mayhew picks it up for the Raiders. He'll bring it up here. They're going to hold for one shot. Coach Kinsman signaling to the Red Raiders out there. One shot, 40-36. Rutland up here with 29 seconds left. Down to 25 seconds now. Third quarter action from Brattleboro Union tonight. Duval to Conway. Jake, they're going to get him for dragging the pivot foot here. And they're going to turn the ball back over to the Colonels now. So the Brattleboro inbound it with 16 seconds left, third quarter. This is Deo now, 21. Goes to Moshevetis. Moshevetis back to Deo, over to Gilbert. Gilbert's going to take the three-pointer. Doesn't go. Rebound Sparks, and it goes. And that'll do it. Sparks with the bucket at the end there. After 3 quarters of play, it's Rutland High Red Raiders 40 and the Brattleboro Colonels 38. All right, back at Brattleboro Union here, getting ready for the fourth quarter of action, and the Colonels will inbound it. 40-38, Rutland High on top. Colonels now. Inside, Sparks. Got it off the glass. And Sparks gets his 10th point of the ball game, 40-40, and this should be just as close as that third quarter was. All right, Mayhew now. We got Mayhew, Duval, Conway, Lind, and Boynton in for the Raiders. To Duval outside. 7:27 left, fourth quarter. Conway got it, and it's a three-pointer. Jake Conway with the three, and it's 43-40 Raiders. 7:15 left, fourth quarter. Sparks outside for the Colonels. Lets it go. Whoa. Wow, a lot of action after the shot. No whistle. And let's see, we got a whistle down the other end.
Jake got called for traveling again.
Okay, all right, the Raiders turn the ball back over. And Dale will bring it up for the Colonels now. 43-40, Raiders on top here. Got a fall underneath.
Number 12.
We're either going to call, let's see, yeah.
He pushed Chris Mayhew.
All right, so number 12 for the Colonels. Andy Moshevetis picks up the personal. And let's see, with 6:59 left, fourth quarter, the Raiders will inbound it here.
I guess he wants the mop.
Yeah, they had a little...
we kind of missed that. That was off camera, Mark.
Yeah, we missed that. It was
John Lynn and...
well, Sparks took the shot, and then Lynn ended up on top of them. Both ended up on the floor. It was after the shot, no call. So there is a little bit of moisture down on the floor right now. 43-40, the Raiders on top with 6:59 left here in the fourth quarter. And tonight's ball game coming to you from Brattleboro Union High School. The Raiders will be back in action next Tuesday against the Mounties. That'll be a home ball game. And then we'll take it on the road again down at Springfield next Friday night. Conway, three-pointer doesn't go. Rebounded by the Colonels. Dale brings it up. They go to Sparks. And now it's back to Deo outside. Inside to Sparks. Drops it down inside. Wanted to go to Noguera, and I think he was fouled there. Let's see who picks up the personal. Was that Conway? No, they called it on Chris Mayhew. That's Chris's second. So Mayhew with 2 personals, 6:35 left, 43-40. Raiders, Gilbert off the glass and in. So Gilbert gets the basket, 43-42. Duval back the other way, loses it, gets it back, goes to Mayhew in the... Oh, we got a foul out front here. I think it's going to go against
21.
21 there. I think it's Evan Dale. Let's see.
No, it's on 12.
No, they called it on number 12. That's his third. That foul was on Andy Moshevetis. The shot there by Duval doesn't go. Rebound to Moshevetis. Ahead of the pack, Dale lays it up. No good. Rebound control there by Bailey of the Raiders. And, man, I'll tell you, they're all over him.
Technical.
And they called Bailey for the technical here. I guess he was, well, he was swinging the elbows, but I mean, he was just trying to, I can't blame him in a way. He was, I mean, they're all over him. He was trying to, Coach Kinsman there pleading, but to no avail, I'm telling you. 6:02 left, fourth quarter, 43-42. And going to the line is going to be Ben Gilbert for the Colonels. So Bailey picks up the technical. Kind of a strange play, though. Aaron has 2 personals. Gilbert sinks the first.
They were mugging Aaron Bailey down there, and he was just trying to get away.
I mean, they were, it was like New York City here in broad daylight. Well, maybe in the subway anyways. So Gilbert sinks both. He was just trying to get some clearance, work his way out of there, and try to locate somebody that could throw the ball to, and he gets called for the technical. So it's 44-43, Brattleboro back on top with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Gilbert doesn't go. Rebound Boynton for the Raiders. He goes to Duval to Mayhew now. 5:50 left, fourth quarter action here from Brattleboro. They go to Boynton, he's in the lane. Back the other way. Gilbert off the glass and in. Ben Gilbert with the bucket, 46-43 now. 5:30 left, fourth quarter. Back to Duval for the Raiders. Joe looking. Goes to Mayhew now. Chris back to Duval. The Raiders slowing it down here. They go to Conway. Conway over to Boynton underneath. Steps it back out to Conway from three-point land. Doesn't go. Rebound. Duval knocks it away. And we got a foul underneath.
24.
All right, so the foul going against Noguera for the Colonels. 46-43. Brattleboro on top of the Raiders here with 5:10 left in the fourth quarter. Set the Raider lineup here. You got Mayhew, Duval, Boynton, Conway, and Bailey in for the Raiders.
5 team fouls apiece.
Mayhew wanted to go inside, and let's see. Hold on, we got traveling.
That was a definite
against. Yep. So they called Noguera for the step, so the ball goes back to the Raiders. Chris Mayhew will inbound it. Goes to Conway. Jake over to Bailey. Back to Mayhew. Goes inside, off the glass, doesn't go. Rebound, Noguera ahead to Gilbert. And Gilbert's going to put it up, doesn't go. Rebound, Boynton back for the Raiders to Mayhew. 2 against 2, and they're finally evened up now. Mayhew up, and it doesn't go. Rebound, Boynton. And we got a timeout down at the other end. Boynton with the basket for the Raiders. Checking in for Rutland now, Jake Eaton and John Lynn. Checking out Aaron Bailey and Joe Duval. So it's Mayhew, Lynn, Boynton, Conway, and Eaton for the Raiders with 4:46 left here in the fourth quarter. 46-45, Brattleboro on top. Both teams at 5 fouls apiece here. So it'll be a little bit before anybody goes to the line still. Noble now back in the ball game for the Brattleboro Colonels. He goes to Gilbert. And Sparks is in there, and now they go to Alex Shevitz. Alex Shevitz running the clock down to 4:27 now. Fourth quarter action. The Raiders and the Colonels. Colonels up by 1 here, 46-45. They go to Sparks now. Sparks puts it up, doesn't go. Rebound is Jake Eaton. And Eaton gets it ahead to Mayhew. Mayhew will bring it down. Looks like Coach Kinsman calls a timeout. We'll take a timeout. Colonels 46, Raiders 45. All right, back at Brattleboro Union here, 46-45. The Colonels on top of the Raiders with 4:09 left in the fourth quarter. To set the Raider lineup, we've got Mayhew, Conway, Boynton, Lynn, and Jake Eaton in there for Rutland. Goes to Eaton now. Back to Mayhew, 3:59 left. Eaton to Boynton in the lane. Looks inside, doesn't go. Back to Eaton now. They go to Mayhew. Shot up there by Chris is good. Mayhew with the basket, 3:44 left, and back come the Colonels now. 47-46, the Raiders on top. Inside, Noble. Rebounded by Eaton, he goes to Mayhew. Got Conway ahead of the pack, slows it down now. They go to Lynn. Back to Eaton. Eaton looked in the lane and decided against it now. They're going to slow it down. Mayhew outside, goes to Eaton. Look out, he got caught napping down there, and it's going the other way. Noguia, and they called a foul against Jake Conway. Conway stripped Noguia of the ball, but they're going to pick Jake up here for the, let's see, that's going to be, well, that's Jake's second.
Well, he saved the knees to 2 points right there. Make him work for it here.
Yeah, exactly. So Noguia goes to the line. 47-46, Raiders on top. That's a 6-team foul against the Raiders. The Colonels with 5. And, boy, you got the bounce there, Brian.
It almost hit that guide wire.
It did. That was awful close.
They called that up in Burlington, remember?
Yep, they did. Second one bounces in and out, and he gets his own rebound and puts it up. Noguia started to head back. He came back through the lane, and he put it back in. 49-47. Brattleboro on top here. 2:59 left, fourth quarter. Mayhew to Duval. Duval's going to take it inside. Up off the glass. It doesn't go. Rebounded by Gilbert, and he goes to Sparks. Sparks ahead of Dale now. 2:45 left, fourth quarter. 49-47. The Colonels on top. Back to Sparks. Over to Noguia, back to Gilbert now. Gilbert looks inside, goes back outside to Sparks. Sparks up against the two defenders for the Raiders. Knocked around. Gilbert puts it up and in. Ben Gilbert has been the spark plug for the Brattleboro Colonels. 51-47. Mayhew down to Boynton outside. Rebound controlled by Sparks. Knocked away. He gets it back. Sparks will bring it up. He gets it ahead to Dale now. Down to 2:09, fourth quarter. Brattleboro 51, the Raiders 47. We go to Alex Shevitz now. He goes outside and Noguia back to Dale. Dale outside to Sparks to
taking
Gilbert.
some time off the clock here.
And Conway. Oh, I thought Jake had the steal there for a minute, and they're going to call him for a foul. Unbelievable.
1-1.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you, 51-47. And 1:54 left on the clock. So the Raiders have picked up their 7th. That's their 17th foul. Brattleboro is going to call a timeout. 51-47. We'll be back. All right, back at Brattleboro Union here. Going to the line is Ben Gilbert for the Colonels. 51-47. The Brattleboro Colonels on top of the Rutland High Red Raiders with 1:54 left. And Gilbert at the line. He's going for the 1-on-1. He gets the first. Got another shot here. 52-47 now. Brattleboro The Colonels drew close, or actually the Raiders drew close. They took the lead, and momentarily, and then the Colonels jumped right back into it. 53-47, and the Raiders need some points here in a hurry. 1:52 left. They got to have some threes here. They go to Duval. Duval's going to have to throw it up. Got to get something going here. They're going to have to, good defense by the Colonels. He goes to Mayhew now. Mayhew in the lane, and he gets it. 53-49, and the Raiders will call timeout. 1:36 left. We'll be back.
1.
Back at Brattleboro Union, 53-49. The Colonels on top of the Red Raiders here. And we got a minute and 36 seconds left here. And what's the story? We got a whistle and let's
He
see.
didn't check in. He's got to wait till
Oh, they're not
play.
going to let Aaron Bailey come in yet. Okay, so I didn't think he'd gotten the ball yet, but I guess he's going to have to wait anyway. So Sparks will inbound it for the Colonels. 1:36 left in the ball game, and let's see, we got a foul.
On Chris Mayhew?
Is that Mayhew? We got 33 up on the board. That's why I was curious. There is no 33 for Rutland out there. They got the wrong number. It's got to be on Chris. Yeah, I think that's who they called it on. Well, they got one up there, though. I don't know. That wouldn't be his first anyway. Well, at any rate, Evan Dale is going to the free throw line for the Colonels, and he gets the first one. 54-49, 1:36 left, fourth quarter here. And he's got the second one, and he gets that one. 55-49, back come the Raiders now. They're going to have to get a bunch in a hurry. Boynton underneath, and he gets it. And Kinsman calls timeout here. So 55-51, Brattleboro on top of the Raiders.
3, 2, 1.
All right, back at Brattleboro, 55-51. The Colonels on top of the Raiders here with 1:28 left in the ball game. And the Colonels will inbound it. Sparks. And he finally gets it into Gilbert. And Gilbert's going to stand out there. They're going to have to foul him here. Finally, Aaron Bailey fouls Gilbert for Brattleboro. And
Not a shooting foul, so it's going to be a 1-and-1.
I didn't think it was. It's 1-and-1. So this will send Ben Gilbert for the Colonels to the free throw line. He'll go to the line with 1:22 left. 55-51. Brattleboro on top of the Raiders.
19 fouls, so it will be a 2-foul shooting next time.
Yeah, that was Aaron Bailey's third. The shot goes up. It's rebounded by Sparks. Lost the handle, got it back. And Dale goes to Gilbert. And let's see, Duval fouls Gilbert with 1:13 left. So Duval will pick up the, let's see, that's Joe's third. So Duval gets his third, and this will send Gilbert back to the line here with 1:13 left in the contest. 55-51, the Colonels on top. And we're looking at 2 shots here, I believe. They're at the 10th team foul, so this will be 2 shots. I think he was in the act of shooting anyways, wasn't he, Brian?
No.
No, he wasn't. Okay, that's right. Gilbert sinks the first one, and the second one is also through the twines. 57-51. The Raiders back with Mayhew in the lane, and he's fouled by Sparks. So Sparks gets his second personal. And going to the charity stripe for the Raiders is Chris Mayhew. 57-51, 1:08 left here in the fourth quarter. All right, Chris has got another one. 57-52. And the second one doesn't go, but he gets the rebound. Conway, and Jake wanted to go out to Joe Duval, and Jake was fouled by Evan Dale. So Dale picks up the personal.
It'll be a 1-and-1.
And it should be, this will be the 7th team foul against the Colonels. And of course the Raiders have 10. 7 for the Colonels. This will send Jake Conway to the line, 57-52 with 1:04 left. And these are two very important free throws right here. We don't want to put any pressure on Jake, but he misses the first one, rebounded by Sparks.
But why didn't you just say it for us?
Yeah, really. And Jake ends up here in the first row.
Jake's visiting. He thought it was his relatives, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
I thought he was going to come up in the bleachers after me for saying that, but he didn't come up quite that far. But
Bailey picks that one up.
so Aaron Bailey with the personal.
Number 4.
Yeah, that's 4 on Mr. Bailey, number 24. And with a minute left in the contest, 57-52, Brattleboro. Sparks at the line, and that one goes in and out. I'll tell you, they've hit just about everything they've thrown up there from the charity stripe, Brian. He gets that one. So Sparks makes it 50, that should be what, 58? Yeah, there we go, 58-52 with a minute left. Checking out Joe Duval for the Raiders. Checking in is Jake Eaton. Eaton now with the ball. Conway, three-pointer, doesn't go. Rebounded by Sparks, or Gilbert to Sparks. 45 seconds left. Sparks goes to Alex Shevitz, back to Gilbert, to Dale. And Dale is fouled by Conway with 38 seconds left. 58-52. The Colonel is up by 6. And let's check.
That's 4 on Jake.
Yeah, that'll be Conway's 4th. And stepping to the line now will be Evan Dale for the Colonels, 58-52. And Dale sinks the first one. And he'll have a second one coming here. 59-52, make it 59-52, 37 seconds left. Mayhew for the Raiders to Duval. They go to Conway, back to Eaton now. Mayhew from three-point land doesn't go. Rebound, though, is Duval. And Joe Duval with the basket. Coming back the other way, 59-54. Dale was fouled. And I'm not sure who picked up that one.
Chris Mayhew.
All right, so Mayhew picks up the personal. That's 3. So that's Chris's 3rd. And let's see, with 21 seconds left in the ball game, Evan Dale goes to the charity stripe for the Colonels, 59-54, Brattleboro on top. Dale sinks it, and it makes it 60 now. And Dale gets them both. 61-54, the Raiders, and 19 seconds left in the contest here. Boynton goes to Eaton from way downtown. He gets it. Jake Eaton for the three-pointer, 61-57. We got a foul, and Jake Eaton picks up the personal. And this will send Alex Shevitz to the line for the Colonels, 61-57, 7.2 seconds left in the ball game. That's Jake Eaton's first personal. And timeout call for the Colonels. 61 for the Colonels, 57 for the Raiders.
7.2. 3, 2, 1.
All right, back at Brattleboro here. It's 61-57. The Colonels on top of the Rutland High Red Raiders. And we've got 7.2 seconds left in the ball game here. And Jake Eaton has just picked up his first personal in the ball game. Stepping to the line here will be, let's see, that's number 23, Lance Alex Shevitz for the Raiders. And the first one rolls off the rim. He's got another one coming. 61-57. Brattleboro on top. And Alex Shevitz didn't hit the second one. Boynton with the rebound to Mayhew. Conway steps it back, doesn't go. Sparks is going to throw it down, and that'll do it. So the Raiders started slow. They made a ball game out of it, Brian, and unfortunately they came up on the short end of things tonight. The final score here from Brattleboro Union High School is the Brattleboro Colonels 61 and the Rutland High Red Raiders 57.